Hello, and thank you for joining me here at Leaping Lotus Tarot. If you're new here, my name is Addison. I'm so grateful for you to be sharing your beautiful and unique soul frequency with me. Please hit like and subscribe if you enjoy this. And at the very least, if you could drop a comment and tell me what resonated for you. I love the comments above anything else. I love engaging with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with an oracle message here for Libra. And let's just kind of see like what the vibe is, and then we'll jump into the tarot. I always include the decks that I use in the description box. So if you find them very beautiful, which I often get really beautiful decks in my opinion, then you can purchase them from whoever. So this is gorgeous. Okay, so the first card out here is Sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. So this is a message to really sort of, I don't know if you used to paint or do some sort of artistic something, but this is a call for you to kind of get back into your creative side. You know, paint the sun back into your life. Paint the brightness. Paint the enthusiasm. Number 11 card as well, too. So you might be seeing 1111 on the clock, perhaps. Any other messages besides the sun that want to come through to kind of get us started? And this is actually kind of perfect because the last reading we had for Libra definitely ended on a note of like kind of refining yourself, re-embracing the Empress energy, because it was kind of talking about how you moved from like an Empress energy down into like a princess energy. Not like literally in the sense of like you're kind of being a princess. That's not what it means. It's just like you're downgrading in energy essentially from what you used to be. And I think that just kind of comes down to maybe you kind of got out of what you like to do. You have started to stray from what makes you passionate, from your creative outlets, things like that. So this is just a call for you to come back into that Empress energy. So I would not be surprised at all if we got the Empress coming through in this tarot reading. So as I was saying, any other oracle messages that want to come through before we jump into the tarot? Any other themes? Okay, you know what? I'm kind of having this feeling that it's going to be at the bottom of the deck. Let's shuffle through one more time. And if nothing comes out, it's going to be at the bottom of the deck. Princess. You can be your own knight. Okay, we were just talking about princess energy, right? So you can be your own knight. This is kind of saying like you don't really need a masculine to complete you essentially. So this is like independent woman energy sort of deal. And what's also funny, I almost said this, but I didn't, but now I'm going to say it, is the sun also represents masculine energy, but there's no masculine here. There's just a feminine empowered in her own creative state, right? So very interesting, the message that's coming through so far. So independent woman vibes is what we're getting, which is not that weird though, because this is an oracle deck called Believe in Your Own Magic. So it's very female empowering. So not surprising at all. Let's go ahead and jump into this tarot. This is I think called Mystical Manga or something like that. It's my newest deck and I love it. So, all right, what are some tarot messages that need to come through for Libra? Go ahead and take a deep breath for me if you would. I like to kind of do that at the beginning of my readings as I jump in. I like to kind of take a deep breath and ground myself into the energy. And by you doing that as well, it kind of helps set the intention. And whenever you hear this, time is an illusion, right? So everything, I don't know if you've heard this or not, but I'm into a lot of like the esoteric stuff, but also the, the physics and like the, I'm trying to think of what the word is for it, but it's basically tying together like sort of like string theory and stuff like that. But basically time is an illusion and it's all happening simultaneously. So time is not linear. We perceive it that way in our human bodies, but time is actually like cyclical. And so like past lives and even things like that, it's kind of hard to even like wrap our minds around, but that's why we can't wrap our minds around it, because we're in a physical body. But on a spiritual level, zoomed out, everything's happening simultaneously. So past lives, future lives, current lives, all happening right now. So I was going somewhere with that. I can't really remember what it was now. Okay, this would be, is this the Empress reversed? This is number 4. I believe this is Empress reversed. funny. Okay, so just like we were talking, this is okay. So Libra, this has been super interesting. The past, I don't know, ever since I've started, almost, maybe I'm honestly, maybe the first couple Libra readings weren't this theme, but other than maybe the first couple readings, every Libra reading I've done the past like several months has all been around the topic of like you being super indecisive about making the decision. It seems to be around a masculine. It could be around a work situation. We've kind of got that coming through too. But essentially, this is super jumping off of the last reading, which is about, like I was saying, that Empress energy kind of falling out of her power and being more in like a princess lower state energy, like we also kind of got reflected here in the oracle cards. And the first card we got out that I flipped over, we actually have, I want to say we got 5 more here. But the first one I picked up and flipped over is Empress reversed. Okay, so that's the unempowered feminine energy that we were talking about. Okay, we've got Queen of Swords. Awesome. So beautiful, very synchronistic so far in this reading. Queen of Swords is Libra. You're Libra. So this is you. So even though you're not an Empress right now, at least you're kind of maybe escalating out of the princess energy and back into more of a queen state. Perhaps you're kind of coming to more decision here. This sword is clarity, decisiveness, decision making, less emotional, more just very clear. And she's gorgeous, by the way. Very clear-minded, decisive, just kind of straight up. The Queen of Wands can kind of sometimes be the least favorable, if you will, queen out of the decks, because the Queen of Wands is known as to being really passionate and sexy and beautiful. The Queen of Cups is more emotional, sweet, nurturing, caring. Queen of Pentacles is more grounded, earthy, but more money, more like success kind of oriented. So everyone kind of tends to view them more favorably. But the Queen of Swords should not be slept on, if you will. She's extremely decisive, very clear Libra energy. So this is you. This is kind of what I'm getting right now. So that's great. That's awesome to know that even though we don't have the Empress energy, we have a Queen energy. That's really good to know. We also have the Fool reversed. Not surprising. The Fool is a new journey. So upright, this would be somebody ready to embark on a new journey, excited for a new beginning, starting over, starting fresh. This is somebody who's not ready to start over on a new journey, not really ready for a new beginning in something. King of Coins reverse. This is King of Pentacles reverse. So this could be an earth sign that you're dealing with potentially, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. But it may not be, right? So take it how it resonates, but a King of Pentacles reverse is a masculine that's either not very giving, or doesn't have a lot of financial abundance, or is just sort of empowered and disempowered. And I'm really getting more here his willingness to give. So I don't know if this is financial so much as this just is just somebody who's not really willing to give that much in some way. We can ask for clarity around that. Justice reversed. Funny, we've got another Libra card here. I believe Justice is Libra. Justice is not being served. I'm going to show you this upright just because this imagery is very interesting. She's blindfolded here. This kind of reminds me a little bit of that, like an 8 of Swords sort of energy, or even like a 2 of Swords. Yeah, a 2 of Swords, because that's kind of like indecisive energy. But and that's only because she's kind of in between these two pillars here, and she does have a sword here, so that's kind of why I get a little bit of that, you know. 8 of Swords is like that typical tarot depiction is of a woman tied up with all these swords on a beach, blindfolded, not able to really see what's around her, not like the path not being clear, not really having a doesn't really know what's around her, essentially, kind of just being trapped or isolated or stuck or just unable to move. And so with Justice being reversed, it's like just, it's not, justice isn't being served. It's not, there's not a balance here. There's not a, yeah. And that kind of makes a lot of sense too, that I'm saying with balance, because, when I was thinking of the King of Pentacles being reversed, not that equal give and take, I thought about the 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles is a generosity, a giving, a, equal give and take, right? The 3 pentacles on each side. So it's like that evenness. So that kind of makes a lot of sense here, where I'm saying like there's like that imbalance with that Justice reversed. And the final card we have here is the Devil. Okay, Capricorn energy. You very might well be dealing with an earth sign, perhaps, because this is Capricorn energy. We had talked about the King of Pentacles being reversed, and that would make a lot of sense if you're having a Capricorn coming through with Devil energy, which is toxicity, addiction, just negative, fearful mindsets, habits, old behaviors, patterns, cycles that are not being broken out of and moved into new higher energy. So yeah, this could be addiction. This could be, it's just not healthy energy. However the devil resonates for you in this case, whether it be an earth sign or just not healthy energy. Tell me more about the Fool reversed, please. Okay. The Fool reversed has 3 of Cups sideways. And this is beautiful. I haven't seen this card yet in this deck. This is gorgeous. These women are all collaborative and working together, full of love and emotion. And so with it being sideways, I'm not getting that you... Because if it was reversed, this would be like a disharmony or a lack of collaboration with the people you're surrounded with. So I don't get that with it being, I mean, it clearly fell out sideways. So I'm thinking that this is more, what I'm getting is that you just may feel like right now at this time remember I had brought up that sort of 8 of Swords sort of vibe coming through with Justice reverse, is that with that isolation, you may just kind of feel like you may not have a lot of female friends right now. That could be as simple as what that 3 of Cups sideways is. You just don't have anyone to really talk to about this stuff that you're going with, this, you know, this unwillingness to start over on a fool's journey, you know, the King of Pentacles in reverse that you're associated with. The Justice reverse, that's, you know, devil energy. You just maybe not feel like you have someone you can really talk to about it. We have the Emperor reversed. Again, a masculine energy, not in his empowered state. So this is what he looks like upright. I'm kind of curious. I'm just looking at the King of Pentacles, trying to see if they look similar in any way. And in this particular deck, they don't. Yeah, one's blonde-haired, one's dark-haired. So no relevance there necessarily. Or in your case, if you're dealing with 2 different people, maybe that could be relevant. You might be dealing with a King of Pentacles reverse and an Emperor reverse. You might be dealing with 2 disempowered masculines in some way. One's blonde, one's brunette. Who knows? So when I asked for the clarification on the Fool reverse, the Emperor reverse came out. So whatever you're trying to move towards, or wherever you feel like you should move towards, you feel like there's just some sort of disempowered masculine inhibiting that process. Tell me more about the Emperor reversed. Emperor reversed, please. Just a little bit more clarity around that. Oh, those wanted to come out. Okay, thank you. Death sort of sideways. This is 9 of Wands, it looks like. These are both kind of sideways. So wounded warrior energy, but only kind of. Death, Scorpio energy, but only kind of. So when I asked about the Emperor reverse, this is sort of like, so death can be rebirth. Death is not like a literal death. It can be, but rarely is that the case. It's really more about rebirth cycles. It's kind of like the Fool in that sense, but there's a little bit more heaviness to it because it is death, right? So there is some more of kind of, yeah, just more heaviness to it, I guess you could say. So again, this is sort of reiterating. What's so interesting about this 9 of Wands, though, is that there's this feminine who seems really strong, and she's not really looking like a wounded warrior as like the typical depiction. She's looking very strong here, and she's got fire, so she's tough. So it's like, even though she has these battles that she's dealing with, and in the typical depiction, the guy's like leaning on his, you know, his wand, his staff, and is like tired and doesn't want to, he's got like a bandage on his head, and he's like, oh, I gotta keep going, you know, because that moves into 10 of Wands, and he's got a bunch of stuff that he's strapped to his back and he's moving towards his destination, right? So this is somebody who's having to take a break, like, oh, I gotta throw all these wands on my back and I gotta move somewhere. Like, this is somebody prior to that state is what that typical thing is. But I do take a lot of energy and weight and seriousness into what the actual cards look like. I pick these certain decks because I feel called to use them, and so I try to really play off the imagery on them too, because that's a part of it, you know. It's all intentional, it all has a purpose. So this is a tough feminine. This is somebody who's having a lot of stuff they got to strap to their back and deal with here in a second, but they're coming in with a fire and a tenacity to get shit done. But that's not surprising. We're doing a Libra reading, so and we've already gotten 2 Libra cards coming out, so that's not shocking at all. Tell me a little bit, though, about death sideways. I feel like I need a little bit of clarity on that rebirth sort of sideways and the fear sort of associated with it, maybe. Tell me about death sideways. I'll get some clarity on death sideways. Thank you. King of Wands. We have a masculine energy in the upright. This is a fire sign, so this could be Sagittarius, it could be a Leo, it could be an Aries. The Emperor upright is Aries. And so if you're dealing with multiple people here, this could be something about like you aren't going to want to move towards this Aries or this fire sign because he's currently perhaps in the Emperor reversed, but with this death sideways, like if with like maybe a little bit of growth, a little bit of rebirth here, a little bit of perspective shift, a little bit of something needing to change. I'm going to ask that, what needs to change? Because then you could be dealing with the King of Wands upright. So he may not be an emperor, but he could be a king, and that's all right because you're a queen, right? So that's fine. But Wands is passion. Wands is excitement. Wand is, yeah, like that's a wonderful king. I mean, just even the imagery, just very warm, very, you know, there's a tenderness there that's very exciting or alluring perhaps. So what needs to change, I guess, because King of Wands is the clarity for the death energy sort of sideways. And so death is like rebirth, recycle. And so I'm kind of getting that Emperor reverse could be tied perhaps to this King of Wands in a sense. And it may not. If you're only dealing with one person, this could be me going down a rabbit hole of something that doesn't really pertain to you. Only take it how it resonates, right? So tell me about this alternate person, this King of Wands, this more passionate person, perhaps an Aries. But again, it could be a Sagittarius or it could be a Leo. But again, these may not be any particular signs. It could just be representative of a passionate person. So what needs to change? What needs to change to get to this? Oh, interesting. Four of Cups sort of sideways. Okay, this is what I'm getting. So you see this masculine with his eyes closed against a tree. Four of Cups is sort of like not seeing, because look at it. We've got this feminine who's offering this cup, but she's sort of wispy. She's not clearly there or present somehow. She's almost in like a spiritual body. And so and he's got his eyes closed, so he's not seeing her fully. He's not fully addressing this. He's kind of in his own world, his own thoughts, his own little place. And it's funny because if you look at him, he's kind of a blonde here, which this King of Wands is more of like a redhead, it kind of seems like, but he's got a little bit of blonde too. So they kind of look similar. It almost seems like it could be the same person, perhaps. So what needs to change? Because I was talking in reference to this character here. So what I'm getting is that this feminine is offering her cup, not fully clearly, not fully directly. It's almost like her energy's there, but she's not fully present. This could be a masculine. What needs to change? This King of Wands may not be opening his eyes or moving towards you or being as present as he should be and kind of in a lower state in regards to your energy because you're not fully there. He may see that, he may know that you're still in cahoots or collaborating with a King of Pentacles reversed. And so even though he's a King of Wands upright, he's kind of in a Four of Cups in regards to you because he knows there's something magical or special, unique about you, or something otherworldly, something sort of mystical. You know, you are coming through here in a wispy sort of way. So, but he's not willing to address it because I think he might know that you are dealing with the King of Pentacles reversed. Is that true? Is that what's kind of going on with that Four of Cups interpretation here? Is he knows that you're still tied up in a sense and not able to fully go on a fool's journey? These were kind of sticking out. Knight of Cups reversed. Not able to move towards somebody, not able to offer an emotional cup, which kind of makes sense here because we have that cup that's in her hand and it's not being received, right? So again, Knight of Cups reversed, not able to give a cup, not able to offer that right now. Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords. Interesting. So, okay, here's what I'm getting. So the King of Wands also, may be intimidated by your status, you being a Queen of Wands. He views himself, his aspect of his clarity, decisiveness, decision-making, skills, articulation, good with words even. His level of that, to him, he views himself as a knight. And you're a Queen of Swords. So he may just feel like he's not at your level as far as where you are with those things, like decisiveness and stuff. But boy, does he have the Ace of Wands, okay? He's a King of Wands. He's like, you know what I've got? I've got passion. I've got this... A lot of readers interpret the Ace of Wands as like a phallic, I mean, it's just like it's a big old staff, right? So he may be like, girl, I may not be able to talk as smoothly as you. I may not be able to articulate myself as well or decide things as clearly as you do, but I've got some passion I can lay down. I know that for sure. Okay. But the emotional cup, it's interesting. He's got that wand, that passion, that fire, but the emotional cup he's holding back. He's closing his eyes to. He's like, I don't think I can give myself emotionally to this thing because I don't feel worthy in a sense. Partially because part of that, and also partially because you aren't really willing to go on a fool's journey and start over. You're kind of still perhaps emotionally caught up with that King of Pentacles reverse. So this person can't really fully move towards you for, seems like, a multitude of reasons. Very interesting that what we're getting in this reading. I'm going to put these back in the deck real quick. I'm going to see if there's any final messages that need to come through here. Maybe any advice for you, maybe some future outcomes, any additional feedback. And then maybe we'll grab one more oracle just to end it. Any final things from the tarot? Okay, we got one card. Beautiful. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. A blonde masculine. Very interesting. Whoever you may come into contact with in the future, if you decide to dissolve the old King of Pentacles connection, might be a lighter-haired person. I don't know. It's just kind of what's been coming through in the imagery. But 10 of Pentacles, that's gorgeous. That's something to be super excited about. I mean, that's wish fulfillment. That's success in a material sense. It's success in a family sense. I mean, like there's kids and stuff like that in this. This is basically like the 10 of Cups. I mean, 10 of Cups is more emotional, but whatever this connection that you have or whatever the goal or outcome of this is going to have that Pentacle energy. So even though we've had King of Pentacle energy reverse kind of coming through, not an equal give and take, I said, what are future outcomes? What's like a final thing to wrap this up? What's going to happen? Or it's 10 of Pentacles. So wherever you're heading towards is rooted in abundance and financial success and stability and happiness and family and all of those things that everybody wants. So that was a gorgeous way to end that reading. Absolutely. Let's just go ahead and get one final oracle message for our beautiful Libra here. Okay. So okay, we've got 33, 37, and 42. I don't always take oracles in reverse. I'm not going to in this case. I'm going to keep it upright, okay? 33 came out. This is nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. So you could be getting caught up in the past. You could be letting old decisions or old mindsets or old, because that's, remember I was saying too with that devil energy, that may not be another person so much as that might be what you're stuck in that keeps you from moving forward. Old toxic mindsets, old behaviors, old patterns, or being engaged with somebody and, you know, not engaged like in a marriage sense, it could be engaged, but just with somebody who's also in that. You guys are kind of weighing each other down in old mentalities, beliefs, mindsets, thinking patterns, traditions, you know, just like old, whatever, nostalgia. So it's like, you know, it's good to reminisce. It's good to remember the past, but don't let that keep you from the here and now and focusing on what, you know, what your growth and stuff is heading towards. Homeward. Take yourself out on a date. That's beautiful. So this kind of goes back to that empowered feminine energy that we had in the beginning of this reading. And we've got this woman who's looking out in this beautiful field. We got a bird flying. It kind of reminds me of the painting aspect. So get out into nature. I don't know if you are inspired by nature in some way, if you like to hike or if you like to paint nature. But I think there's kind of a call here to is take yourself on a date, you know, it's treat yourself. But I do think that the nature imagery here is significant in some way. Because, I mean, the words are take yourself on a date, and you could take that literally, but I go by the imagery pretty strongly. And this is nature here, okay? And then finally we have gray. Endings are inevitable, number 37. So she's by the water. She's kind of looking off into the clouds. And I guess that's sort of a boat sailing off on the clouds there. So it's basically just a call to say, don't let the past inhibit your decisions of the future. Take yourself on a date, focus on yourself, love yourself. Don't be afraid of death. You know, as far as new cycles, well, don't be afraid of death in general, because it's an extremely natural process. And, you know, endings are inevitable. Death is inevitable. New cycles are inevitable. And yeah, it's just a really big call to change and come into the present and do what fulfills you. What excites you? What are you passionate about? I'm just thinking about that King of Wands and all the passion that came through with him too. Maybe you guys are going to have a lot of collaboration around a certain passion or something you want to do. Maybe he's very encouraging with you as far as this, maybe this outdoorsy side of this yourself, or your artistic or creative side of yourself. Maybe he really can help fuel that passion for you too. And still, like, all the passion he has, he might kind of be able to inspire you, kind of bring you out of more of your, you know, swords energy and being in really like that air sign, you know, the in your head sort of the, you know, it's great in the aspect of clarity and decision making, but it's less emotional, right? It's less passionate. It's less, you know, it's more up here and less here. And I don't know. I think you know what I'm trying to say. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful that you chose to spend a little bit of your evening or morning or wherever you're listening to this with me. And I hope something stuck out or resonated for you or spoke to you. Drop it in the comments if it did. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've listened to this whole thing and you're not subscribed, please do. And hopefully I will continue to deliver messages that resonate and speak to you, because that is what I love to do the most. Thank you so much.